It looks like the St. Louis Blues are staying alive and they survive another day in the race of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Listen, I know what reality is, completely aware, but I'm going to talk about this coming up here on Locked on Blues.
You're Locked on Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, welcome back to Locked on Blues. I'm your host of Locked on Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things about our St. Louis Blues here on the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day. Currently, the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks are playing, and there's about 1 minute left of the game. And I know in hockey, anything can happen, and I understand that. I do. I'm very aware, but I think that it's safe to say that the Blues will be able to secure these 2 points. And luckily, I will be able to react live as soon as the game ends. So I'll be talking about that, facing elimination tonight, and the reality of this team. So as I said, about a minute winding down on the ice. I will keep you posted. But I do want to let you know before I dive into anything deeper that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. So what a game this has been. I feel like this game is not ending. Is it going to end? 29 seconds now. So I will talk more about it when it officially ends, but I can give you some thoughts and feelings towards this game. I thought obviously that first period, St. Louis was 100% dominant. The second period, not as much, to be honest. I didn't really like what I saw. I thought that Chicago had all the momentum in that second period. Right now, there is a 4-4, 20 seconds to go, 19. I love doing these episodes live, by the way, like this. It's so much fun. I know you always wanted me to do a reaction episode. So 10 seconds. I was really hoping for a Jordan Kyrou hat trick tonight, but it's fine. I would be asking for way too much, right? 3 seconds left, 1 second left, and buzzer goes off, and the St. Louis Blues win, and they defeat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-2. The Blues got 4 of their goals in that first period. So, big win for the Blues. And why is it a huge win for the Blues now that the game is officially over? Well, I can tell you this, there is still a chance. And I know it sounds crazy. And I know I'm going to sound crazy. Because the Blues today are facing playoff elimination for the first time. So you might be like, hey, that's not a good sign. Like, what's with the optimism here? And I'll explain. So, yes, the Blues are facing playoff elimination, and I will talk about that later. But today's game just was a game that they needed to get those 2 points, or else they would have been completely done. They have the Hurricanes on Friday, the Kraken on Sunday, and then they finish out their season on Wednesday at Dallas. So they have 2 more home games, which is nice to be back here at Enterprise for a couple more games. I am so sad about this. But yeah. So big win. So I'll tell you about what happened for this one to have taken place tonight. A little recap. So a fun one. So the St. Louis Blues hosting obviously the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are also 23-50-5 this season. And it was actually a big game for Chicago because if they lost, then they would have the potential to be the worst team in the NHL and not the San Jose Sharks. So the Sharks were hoping that they would win. Everybody wanted Chicago to win because that means that it would have made things a lot easier with the playoffs, but wait until Friday and leave me alone. So in the first period, Jordan Kyrou was able to get a goal, his 28th, with 2 minutes in, assisted by Nick Leddy, and Joel Hofer got his first assist of the season. Okay, Mr. Goalie. About 30 seconds later, Kyrou again, 29th of the season now, got a goal, assisted by Brandon Saad and Pavel Buchnevich, 2-0. A couple minutes later, you know it's bad when Torrey Krug gets his 4th goal of the season, assisted by Matthew Kessel and Nitika Alexandrov. And then a couple minutes after that goal, as my boy Zachary Bolduc fourth goal of the season, assisted by Robert Thomas with his 58th assist of the season, and captain Braden Shen. We go to the second Hawk score, make it 4-1. Then my boy Robert Thomas, halfway through the third period, was like, you know what? Everyone scored except me. So, of course, he had to get a goal assisted by Captain Braden Shen and Zachary Balduke. You know, you might have noticed Balduke got a goal before, and then he got an assist on Thomas's goal. This was his first multi-point NHL game. So huge for Zachary Balduke. And then the Blackhawks score, but it's whatever. So this regular season series against the Chicago Blackhawks, the Blues won 3-1. I'm going to take you back a bit to November 26th, and the Blues defeated the Hawks 4-2. The Hawks then defeated the Blues 3-1 on December 9th. Then we won on December 23rd, 7-5. And then, of course, tonight, we were able to defeat the Hawks 5-2. Good series win, Blues. This felt like, to me, like a playoff game. Not from Chicago's standpoint, but from the Blues. I felt like this was a team, you're without Jakey Neighbors, you're without Folk, like you're missing Kevin Hayes, missing a lot of guys, and they really played like a solid unit today. So I was really proud of what I saw on the ice. I was really proud of what I saw on the net with Joel Hofer. I thought he had a fantastic game. And here's the frustration. If the Blues played like this over the course of like the last couple games, maybe they would have had a bigger shot of making it to the playoffs, right? And that is what is frustrating about it, is that tonight they came out with speed, they came out with momentum and urgency off the bat. And I just, again, cannot believe that we're the only team in the NHL that has yet to beat the San Jose Sharks this season. Like, that's bad. Let's just see how you're reacting on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. It's called @LockedOnBlues. So I said, okay. I put on Twitter, I asked you, and this is @LockedOnBlues, do you think the Blues are playing for the possibility of getting into the playoffs? Because they really seem to be playing tonight. And some people are saying yes. Some of you guys are saying no. By the way, I'm trying not to sneeze every time I do that. It's allergy season. But it is a very interesting thing, right? That we are in a situation where, these wins, I guess they matter in a sense that it delays us being eliminated, but at the same time, oh yeah, the comeback. Yep. And that's what it is. Whenever we defeat the Blackhawks for some reason, because I hate them that much, it just gives me a sense of happiness. I get it. The reality with the Blues is we probably won't be in the playoffs, but beating the Blackhawks just makes me feel happy, and that's a positive. So if I can take one positive away, we defeated the series against Chicago. Is that a positive, though, because of how bad of a team they are? I don't know. And then there's been a lot going on in the NHL, and I just want to give a quick little because I guess it impacts our division. It's so confusing. Essentially, and I'll get back to the Blues' playoffs and all that stuff. Essentially, though, the Arizona Coyotes said that they're going to be staying in Arizona and that they're going to be building an arena in Phoenix. They play at Mullet Arena at Arizona State University's campus, right? The news came out today saying that, and this has been in the talks about Salt Lake City, that the Coyotes could move there as early as April 18th to Utah. And the players are not happy about it. It gets this whole thing, and then the Coyotes put out a tweet, and we're like, we want to play in the desert. Like, we love playing in here. We're not going to stop playing in here. So, yeah. Now, Chris Johnston put out there that he's hearing that the organization's AHL team would play at a Mullet Arena. Generally speaking, I am very confused about the Arizona Coyotes. And I know this is Locked On Blues, but this does impact, I guess, us in a way. And yeah, they could, like, it's legit. Like, I'm not even making this up. Like, the Coyotes are preparing to possibly relocate to Utah as soon as April 18th. Whew. Got the allergies. But yeah, maybe if Clayton Keller's upset, he wants to come play for his hometown team. Other than that, I do feel for Coyotes fans. As much as sometimes I poke fun at them, like, that actually sucks. Like, your season's not even done yet, and then you're just being bombarded with the fact that your team's gonna be relocating. That sucks. So, check on your Coyotes fans and check on Gary Bettman, because that's actually insane. That's happening at this point in the season. All right. I am gonna tell you about something that I think it's important to talk about. And that, my friends, is Indeed. 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 Indeed is, I don't know why I said so creepily. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you can do it all with Indeed. You can find top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like matching assessments and virtual interviews. Something I love about Indeed is that it makes it so easy that everything is in one place. So with Indeed, matching as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of quality candidates who resumes on Indeed match your job description. Boom. It's hiring at warp speed. Indeed knows when you're going to grow your business and you have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match your must-have job requirements. So visit Indeed.com/locked on to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/locked on, Indeed.com/locked on. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing is not available for everyone. Need to hire, you need Indeed. So yeah, the Blues were facing elimination tonight, and honestly, it made me so freaking upset and scared because I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of knowing that, oh, I had a cramp, of knowing that the season could end and it could be because of the Chicago Blackhawks. To be honest, that bothered me and that made me very uneasy. But luckily, I'm going to read you the scenario that could have happened. And luckily, the Blues are in the safe for about another couple of days. So thank God. So this is our elimination scenario. You know what's legit? Like when Hockey News has your elimination scenario, that's when you know it's like, okay, it's happening. It's bad. So again, earlier today, the St. Louis Blues will be eliminated from the playoff contention tonight with a regulation loss to Chicago. That didn't happen. And a Vegas win versus Edmonton in any fashion. All right. Let's go check on our friends in Edmonton, even though I think they're playing in Vegas. Vegas Golden. Oh, thank you. Okay, the Oilers are up 3-0 on Vegas. So that's a positive. Their period just began. So, like, I know, like, hockey images that proceed bad. Like, I get that whole thing. But this is good. Okay. And then it goes on to talking about the LA Kings. The Los Angeles Kings will clinch a playoff spot in the Stanley Cup Finals tonight if the Blues lose to Chicago. The Vegas Golden Knights clinching scenario. The Vegas Golden Knights will clinch a playoff spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight with a win versus Edmonton and a St. Louis Blues regulation loss versus Chicago. Oh, wow. Wait. And then the Sharks. The San Jose Sharks will secure the last place and the best odds in the draft lottery with a Chicago win versus St. Louis. All these scenarios were going against us. Wow. Now that I think about it, they really need St. Louis to win tonight. All the comments even said they were like, "Oh my god." Ooh, well, we survive another day. That made me nervous, like, all the pressure put on the Blues tonight. But now the Blues, they go from 87 to 89 points. So it sucks. Like, if they were in the East, they would be in the playoffs. But guess what? This is the West, and we're definitely not the best of the West, which we knew. But I am going to look ahead with the standings because Haley T. Simon is genuinely curious about this. And I think we all know how crazy I can be when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, this is maybe my last couple episodes being able to talk about potential playoff scenarios, right? And I'm going to write it out because I care and I love this team. And when you love something, no, but I do. I really do. Okay. So let's go look at our friends in the West. So right now we have 89 points. Okay. If the Las Vegas Golden Knights end up losing, please do. No points regulation, then they will enter a 3-game losing streak, which is good for us. Now, 89-92. Let's just say hypothetically the Vegas Golden Knights end up losing tonight to Edmonton, which I'm really hoping, right? That's a 3-point difference, a 2-game difference. The Blues have 3 games left. Yes, 2 at home and then 1 away. Okay. So then here we go with the math again. Hold on. That's 6 points. Oh, I need to get my Hold on, folks. I did this, yeah. Just follow along with me. Oh, now Edmonton scored. It's 4-0. Let's go, Oil Nation, or whatever you call yourselves. I don't know, and I don't care. The Golden Knights have 4 games left. We have 3 games left. They have a possibility of getting 8 points if they lose tonight. They have the Wild, the Avalanche, the Blackhawks, and the Ducks. Really, NHL, you could have given them like a harder schedule like the last 2 games, but dang. Of course. Okay. So 92 plus 8 is 100. Max points that the Knights can get. Blues, 89 plus 6, 95. Okay. So what does that mean? I know. I knew that happened too because I got the little but we're going to talk hypotheticals. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do my read and then I'll get back to this. So, one thing that I love most about Game Time is that they always have the lowest tickets and the lowest prices. Because sometimes, like, when you buy tickets, there's all these hidden fees, and then it becomes, like, honestly, more money than you expected, and it just sucks. But with Game Time, one thing that I love about it is that they always have the best deals, zone deals, flash deals, and so much more. You find the cheapest tickets, I swear, on Game Time with a couple clicks. There's no having to like search as hard as you can. There's no negotiation. They literally just have it there for you. So you get those priority last minute deals and save up to 60% off when buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Flash deals, zone deals, all in pricing. My favorite feature because it adds on like, the little bit of like taxes and stuff that you have to put on. And that way you're like, okay, this ticket that I thought was $8 is actually 15, but I know for a fact it's nothing more than 15. And of course, they have the lowest price guarantee, or they will credit you back all the money. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. So I'm doing my handy dandy math because I'm crazy. Yes, when I spoke about Vegas, they scored, and I think that's just kind of the hockey gods just kind of coming at me to make me feel a little bit more on edge. Thanks, I guess. But We talked about the fact that the max amount of points that if Vegas loses tonight that they can get would be 100. The maximum amount of points that the Blues could get tonight, I mean not tonight, going forward to finish out the season if they win out would be to get 6 because they have 3 games left. Vegas has 4 games left. That is why. The Blues sit at 89 while the Golden Knights sit at 92 points. Now, again, if you won against the Sharks, you would have had more points, but you didn't, and that's my song of the day. So that means that there is a 5-point difference. Let's do some math. Because this makes me anxious. The Golden Knights, hypothetically, would still have to get, and they have knock on whatever, they cannot get more than 3 points. I spoke about this before, and I explained it very well. They have to honestly lose out. Now, is it possible? I don't know. I don't know, actually, if that's possible. But that's why we're not eliminated yet. Because the Knights have yet to win. I don't want to jinx it though. So let's continue on. There is a lot riding at us, right? In St. Louis in our control. But essentially they have 4 games left. They lose. And this is the problem with the last 2 games of the season. Is that you're going to be playing the Ducks and the Blackhawks. And boom, that could be 4 points there. It just doesn't look good. I honestly just wanted the Blues to be able to make it until Friday without being eliminated. Just because I don't want to be done with my hope yet. I'm selfish, I know. Somebody else actually asked me about the Kings and about their potential situation because right now where the Kings are sitting, they're 3rd in the Pacific Division. And I believe, I forgot how many points. Let me go check. The Kings have 93 points, so a point more than Las Vegas. Again, they have 4 games left to go. So who are they going to be playing? Tomorrow they have the Flames, then they have the Ducks, and then the Wild and the Blackhawks. So do I expect these teams to lose out to these teams? No. I think Vegas has the harder schedule of the two. The Blues need to win. And that's like the thing is if let's go say hypothetically, Vegas ends up when's their next game again? I forgot. Hold on. Let's go back. I need Vegas to lose. Come on. Go Royals. Let's go say on Friday, the Blues win, right? They defeat the Hurricanes, and the Golden Knights win and defeat the Wild. Technically, the Blues are not eliminated because that means that their maximum amount of points is still 95, and then the Knights would be sitting at 94 points. So let's go say that if they play the Avalanche and they go to overtime, it's done. Blues are out. Do I think the Blues are going to make it past the weekend with still being in the playoffs? No. And I'm saying not in the playoffs by contention. No. Yeah, it's really not a good situation because at the same time you have to remember too that you're counting on the Blues also winning out. So it's all of this plus the Blues winning. So I don't know. Yeah, if the Blues are within 1 after Friday, then things would get interesting. So that's another scenario too. So again, Friday, let's go say Golden Knights end up losing to the Wild and the Blues beat the Canes. It's possible. Okay. Yeah, then they're going to be within 1. It'll be 91 and the Knights would have 92. That changes things. The only reason why I'm saying the what ifs is because I don't want to get my hopes up and then be disappointed. It's possible, right? If it was impossible, we would have been eliminated by now. But I want to go look at something really fast because thank you for bearing with me on today's episode. I knew this was going to get kind of hectic when we got close to the playoffs because of just all the scenarios. And Money Puck, I love this website. It always has like my favorite odds um out there. So playoff odds right now we sit, oh geez, we went down again. How is that possible? That's kind of crazy. So we were at 0.2%, now we're at 0.1% again. Why did we go down again? That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, playing the Canes, Blondie girl makes me nervous too. Darkness says there's actually a scenario where the Knights could have to get points with both Chicago and Anaheim, and their win would be in regulation. Yeah, I know. And I talked about that a little bit before. There's a lot of scenarios, a lot of hockey, but it was a good win tonight. Hopefully they keep it up for Friday's game. They have to win out. There is no other option. I don't care if you win out in overtime. I don't care how you win the game. If not, you're done. And I hope they felt that pressure tonight. I'm so angry because if they had those stupid wins against those teams, I'm not going to get over it. I'm sorry. I'm simply not. Whatever. Good night. Go Blues. No, I'm sorry. I'm actually upset. All right, but I will talk to you tomorrow. And like always, let's go Blues.